A whisper carries through the silence, a quiet but urgent voice that stirs your soul in ways you cannot ignore. Something within you is shifting, moving beyond the ordinary, awakening the dormant power God placed inside you from the beginning of time. You may have felt different for a long time, unseen by the world yet deeply known by the Spirit. Today, chosen one, the signs are becoming undeniable. Your gifts are not just for you anymore. They are meant to move the world. Welcome to this sacred space. Welcome to the Spiritual Greatness channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the divine messages that awaken, guide, and strengthen the faith of every chosen one watching. Right now, comment below with a faith declaration like, I receive or I believe, to align your spirit as we dive into this revelation together. There are 7 spiritual signs that confirm you are fully awakened, a chosen one prepared to use your gifts in alignment with God's divine plan. These signs are not subtle whispers. They are roaring confirmations, spiritual truths that will transform how you see yourself, your purpose, and your connection to God. The first sign is an unshakable inner peace amidst chaos. Life may throw storms, betrayals, and unexpected trials your way, yet something inside you remains steady. This is not mere optimism. It is divine anchoring. The Spirit within you stabilizes your soul, allowing you to move through difficulties without being consumed by fear. Isaiah 26:3 reminds us, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. When you sense this peace, it is a spiritual confirmation that your awakening is genuine. You no longer rely solely on human understanding. Instead, you lean on God's insight, knowing that every situation has a divine purpose. The second sign is heightened discernment of people and situations. You can sense truth and deception, light and darkness, even when others are blind to it. This is not paranoia. This is the Spirit sharpening your spiritual perception. Hebrews 5:14 says, but solid food is for the mature, who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil. You notice energies, motives, and intentions before words are even spoken. Chosen one, this gift is vital because it protects your peace, guiding you away from distractions, false friendships, and traps that could derail your divine purpose. Your intuition is a God-given compass, and ignoring it would be denying the Spirit that resides within you. The third sign is a life increasingly aligned with God's timing and purpose. No longer are you chasing fleeting desires or human validation. Instead, doors open at precisely the right time. People appear when needed, and circumstances unfold in ways that confirm God's sovereignty over your life. Ecclesiastes 3:1 declares, there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. When you recognize the divine orchestration in your daily life, your awakening is confirmed. You understand that patience is not inaction. It is trust. You no longer force outcomes but allow God to reveal His plan, and that alignment brings clarity, confidence, and supernatural favor. The fourth sign is a profound love for solitude and reflection. While others seek constant social stimulation, you find restoration in quiet moments of prayer, meditation, and communion with God. Solitude is not loneliness. It is sacred preparation. Psalm 46:10 instructs, be still and know that I am God. In these moments, your gifts are nurtured. You hear whispers of guidance, understand revelations more clearly, and experience intimacy with God that strengthens your spirit. Chosen one, this is how the awakened connect directly with the Creator, separating the noise of the world from the whispers of eternity. The fifth sign is heightened empathy and compassion for others. You are deeply aware of the pain and struggles of those around you. This is not ordinary sympathy. It is divine compassion flowing through you. Colossians 3:12 instructs, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Your awakening amplifies your sensitivity to others, guiding your actions toward healing, encouragement, and support. People are drawn to your presence because your spirit radiates understanding and unconditional love, a reflection of God's heart. The sixth sign is increased spiritual authority and influence. Your presence shifts atmospheres. People feel peace, conviction, or clarity in your company. You are not seeking dominance, but your life carries authority because it is grounded in obedience to God. Luke 10:19 promises, behold, I have given you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall hurt you. Your awakened gifts empower you to pray with confidence, speak truth courageously, and manifest divine guidance that others cannot ignore. The world may misunderstand you, but God's power within you confirms your path. The seventh sign, the culmination of your awakening, is a relentless desire to fulfill your divine purpose. You are no longer distracted by trivial pursuits or shallow ambitions. Instead, your life is a calling, a mission, and a ministry. Matthew 6:33 encourages, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Every choice, action, and thought aligns with this purpose. You are driven by a force beyond human comprehension, motivated by love, obedience, and the desire to manifest God's will on earth. Your gifts, fully awakened, are now ready to serve not just your growth, but the expansion of his kingdom. As a chosen one, these signs will often appear simultaneously and in layers. You may notice one gift activating, then another follows. And slowly, your entire spiritual being begins to operate in alignment with divine truths. Proverbs 4:7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding." Your awakening is a process, and every sign is a confirmation that God is guiding you to maturity, preparation, and ultimate manifestation of your gifts. Notice how Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" That is exactly what you are experiencing, chosen one. Your life is being rewritten in ways unseen by human eyes. The Spirit is revealing what was hidden, opening doors that no one can shut, and preparing you for a level of influence, love, and wisdom that exceeds anything you have known before. Now, as you feel these signs resonate within your spirit, I want you to do something simple but powerful. Comment below "I receive" or "I believe" as a declaration of your awakening. Speak it aloud if you can. Let your faith solidify the truths that are already stirring inside of you. Engagement is not just for visibility. It is spiritual alignment. When you speak your belief, you activate the Spirit in your own life. Many chosen ones often wonder why they are misunderstood by the world. Why family, friends, and colleagues cannot comprehend the depth of their insights or the intensity of their convictions. Remember 1 Peter 2:9. "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." Your awakening is a divine distinction. You are meant to stand out, not fit in. Your life is a living testament to the power, wisdom, and love of God. This journey, however, is not without challenges. The more awakened you become, the more resistance you may face from doubt, fear, or even spiritual attacks. But this is not a sign of weakness. It is a confirmation of your alignment with God's purpose. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Chosen one, your gifts are activating because the enemy recognizes that your life now carries authority, discernment, and divine influence. As you walk through your daily life, observe how these signs manifest in ordinary moments. Perhaps it is the calm you feel in a heated argument, the insight you gain before a crucial decision, the empathy that draws someone to pour their heart out to you, or the sense of purpose that drives every action. Each sign is a spiritual checkpoint confirming that you are fully awakened and prepared to use your gifts. Proverbs 3:5-6 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." This trust is the hallmark of awakened ones. You are no longer guided solely by human logic or societal expectations. You are led by Spirit, and every step confirms the alignment of your gifts with God's plan. If this message resonates, take a moment to like this video. Every like ensures that this wisdom reaches other chosen ones who are searching for confirmation of their awakening. Remember, your engagement is a spiritual declaration, amplifying God's message through technology and human action. And as we continue to explore these 7 spiritual signs, understand that they are not just labels, they are calls to action. You are not awakened to remain passive. Your gifts are alive, and the world needs your influence, your compassion, your discernment, and your light. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So as you watch, reflect, and meditate on these truths, begin to identify where these signs are already operating in your life. Journal them, speak them aloud, Pray over them. Engage your gifts intentionally. Because Chosen One, awakening is not an endpoint. It is a gateway to divine purpose, powerful influence, and eternal impact. Good. Now that your spirit is still open and receptive, let's go deeper. Because these 7 spiritual signs are not only confirmation, they are activations. Each one reveals not just who you are, but what you must now become. Your awakening is not meant to make you feel superior. It's meant to make you more surrendered to God's will, more aware of your power, and more intentional in how you use it. Comment again below, "I receive my calling," if your spirit is ready for deeper revelation. The first deep sign of being fully awakened is when your spirit begins to crave truth more than comfort. You no longer find peace in things that used to entertain or distract you. Your conversations shift from gossip to purpose. Your thoughts shift from self-doubt to spiritual clarity. And your heart starts yearning for wisdom that feeds your soul. This is a mark of spiritual maturity. As John 8:32 says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." When this sign appears, many around you will not understand your transformation. They'll say, "You've changed," and they'll be right. But they won't understand that what's happening inside you is not rebellion. It's revelation. You're awakening to divine reality. You begin to see what's eternal, not just what's temporary. You start recognizing how worldly desires and distractions pull people away from their divine purpose, and your spirit starts rejecting them. Not because you're judgmental, but because the light within you cannot coexist with certain frequencies anymore. This is where Romans 12:2 becomes alive in you. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The awakened ones no longer follow the crowd. They are guided by divine direction. That means sometimes you'll lose people, sometimes opportunities will vanish, and sometimes your path will feel lonely. But that loneliness is actually leadership training. God is separating you for divine influence. Now, the second deep sign of awakening is intense spiritual sensitivity. This one often scares people because it feels overwhelming at first. You'll start to pick up on energies in rooms. You'll feel when someone is burdened or spiritually heavy. You'll sense deception before it happens. You might even wake up at specific hours, usually between 2 and 4 a.m., when your spirit is most awake, ready to intercede or receive revelation. This sensitivity isn't a curse. It's a divine gift of discernment. 1 Corinthians 12:10 calls it the ability to discern spirits. It's how God protects His chosen ones. When you're awakened, you can no longer move blindly through life. The Spirit reveals things so you can pray, prepare, or pivot. For example, you may suddenly feel uneasy about a business deal, a friendship, or a relationship, and later discover why your spirit warned you. This is your divine radar, but discernment comes with responsibility. You must not use it to judge people, but to protect and guide yourself and others. You must pray before reacting. Ask God, "Lord, show me what this feeling means." Remember James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So instead of fear, respond with prayer and wisdom. That's how chosen ones master discernment without being overwhelmed by it. The third deep sign of awakening is when the old version of you starts dying off. Not physically, but spiritually and emotionally. You begin losing taste for old habits, sinful patterns, and environments that once defined you. This is what many call the death of the ego. It's uncomfortable because your flesh will fight to survive. You'll feel inner battles between your old nature and your divine nature. This is what Galatians 2:20 means when Paul says, "I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me." Your awakening is not about adding something new. It's about removing everything false so that your true spiritual identity can shine. The pain you feel during this phase is proof that transformation is happening. God is pruning you just like Jesus described in John 15:2. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit He prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. In this phase, isolation becomes divine surgery. You may lose motivation, your emotions might fluctuate, and sometimes you'll feel like nothing makes sense. But trust this process. The cocoon always feels like a tomb until the butterfly emerges. Chosen one, your rebirth is proof that God's Spirit is working within you. Now let's move to the fourth deep sign. Your manifestation power multiplies. And this isn't New Age manifestation. It's divine alignment manifestation. What you speak begins to happen faster because your words and your faith are now synchronized with divine will. You no longer speak from fear, you speak from authority. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." And because your heart is purified through awakening, your tongue now carries more spiritual authority. Be careful here. Every thought, every declaration, every prayer now carries weight. This is why God often allows chosen ones to experience silence and delay before awakening. To mature your speech, discipline your thoughts, and ensure you don't misuse power. Once you're fully awakened, heaven begins to echo your declarations. When you say, "It is done," heaven moves. When you say peace and storms calm. When you say open doors, God confirms. That's the power of faith alignment. Mark 11:24 confirms this. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. This doesn't mean you control reality. It means you co-create with divine will. You're no longer begging God. You're partnering with Him through faith. That's what the awakened ones understand. The fifth deep sign is when you feel divine protection in ways you can't explain. Maybe you survived an accident that should have killed you. Maybe someone tried to harm your name or reputation, but their plan collapsed mysteriously. That's not luck. That's Psalm 91 at work. He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. As your awakening deepens, you begin to recognize that protection as a constant reality. You'll notice how God reroutes you from danger, exposes fake people, or blocks opportunities that would have sabotaged your growth. You'll even realize that certain delays were actually divine shields, because the fully awakened chosen one lives under the covering of divine timing and angelic intervention. This is why you must always give glory back to God. Say it now in the comments. Thank you, Lord, for divine protection. That gratitude keeps you spiritually aligned. The sixth deep sign is divine isolation that births divine connection. In your awakening, God separates you before He elevates you. You may lose friends, distance from family, or even feel misunderstood by those you love most. But what feels like rejection is redirection. God is repositioning you to hear Him more clearly. Hosea 2:14 beautifully captures this moment. Therefore I am now going to allure her. I will lead her into the wilderness and speak tenderly to her. Your wilderness is not punishment, it's intimacy training. In that quiet season, your prayer life deepens, your discernment sharpens, and your dependence on God becomes unshakable. So don't fight isolation. Flow with it, because after isolation comes revelation, and after revelation comes elevation. The seventh deep sign that you are fully awakened is when you stop fearing the unknown and start walking by faith. The awakened ones understand that obedience is more powerful than understanding. You no longer need to see the full picture. You trust the painter. 2 Corinthians 5:7 says, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." When you reach this stage, your life becomes a living sermon. People see your peace in uncertainty, your joy in adversity, and your hope in waiting, and they are drawn to your light. You become a mirror of God's glory, not through perfection, but through surrender. Chosen one, this is where the Spirit whispers, "Now use your gifts." Because awakening without application becomes stagnation. You've been prepared through pain, purified through loneliness, strengthened through trials, and enlightened through revelation. Now it's time to serve. This is where Matthew 25:21 resonates deeply. "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many." Every trial you overcame was training. Every heartbreak was divine refinement. Every delay was set up for destiny. Your spiritual awakening wasn't random. It was scheduled. Before you were born, heaven assigned you a purpose. Jeremiah 1:5 declares, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." That's why you feel different. That's why you've never fit in. Because you weren't designed to blend. You were created to shine. Now, chosen one, as this message flows into your spirit, comment "blessed and ready" below if you feel this truth resonating in your soul. Like this video so that others who are still awakening can find their way to this message. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Spiritual Greatness channel. Because here we don't just talk faith, we activate it. We grow together step by step under divine guidance, walking the faith journey with clarity, courage, and conviction. Now, chosen one, as we bring this message to a close, take a moment to feel the power stirring inside you. Everything you've been experiencing, the peace in chaos, the clarity in confusion, the deep compassion that overwhelms, is a confirmation. It is proof that your awakening is real and that your gifts are alive. Isaiah 61 reminds us, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is your time to shine. You are fully equipped, spiritually armed, and divinely guided. The world may not understand you, and some may even oppose you, but do not shrink. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Let these words echo in your spirit. Your awakening has brought you clarity, courage, and conviction to step into your divine purpose without apology. Remember, chosen one, your gifts are not for decoration. They are for action. Use them to heal, guide, inspire, and uplift others. Pray over them, protect them, cultivate them daily. Romans 12:6 tells us, "We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us." If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. As you continue your journey, maintain a life of prayer, meditation, and scripture study. Let God's word be the lamp that guides your steps. Psalm 119:105 reminds us, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." Let this truth anchor you, and you will navigate life's storms with unshakable faith. Now, chosen one, take action. Stand firm in your awakening. Walk boldly in your gifts. Comment below with "blessed and ready" as a declaration of your commitment to live fully in your spiritual purpose. Like this video to help awaken other chosen ones who are seeking confirmation of their gifts. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Spiritual Greatness channel for more divine teachings, biblical encouragement, and spiritual guidance tailored for those walking the path of awakening. You are no longer the person you once were. You are awakened. You are chosen. You are powerful beyond comprehension. Matthew 5:14-16 reminds us, "You are the light of the world." A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Go forth, chosen one, with confidence. Protect your gifts, embrace your power, and step into the purpose God has prepared for you. Your spiritual awakening is not just a journey. It is a mission, a calling, and a testimony. And always remember, they cannot handle your light, your clarity, or your calling, because you are fully awakened, fully chosen, and fully aligned with God's divine plan. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and step boldly into your destiny. Your gifts are alive. Your mission is urgent. Your awakening is real. Go and manifest your purpose.